How are you supposed to know when you finish that latest design? One more tweak here, a couple of pixels there. You could get stuck here forever and never actually finish anything. Ever. I've struggled with this constantly over the years, so I examined the design processes of Apple, Netflix and Instagram and learned a surprising design philosophy. Their designs are never finished either. Why? Because that's the key to staying ahead in a world that's constantly evolving. If you've ever felt like your designs aren't done, you're not alone. But Apple, Netflix and Instagram embrace the idea that a design is never finished. Today we'll explore how these brands use this philosophy to stay ahead. I'm a bit of an Apple fanboy. I've had the first MacBook Pro, the Mac Mini, Apple Watch, and quite a few other products too. In fact, if they made a toaster, I'd probably buy that too. They don't, do they? There's a reason I love their stuff though. It's hard to think of a brand that's more closely associated with design perfection than Apple, but even the iPhone wasn't perfect when it launched. The first iPhone didn't have access to an app store, copy and paste functionality, or even 3G connectivity. Apple didn't wait for perfection, they launched with what worked. A revolutionary touchscreen, seamless phone calls, and an internet browser. Sure, it wasn't flawless, but it was enough to capture attention, set the first marker for their long-term vision, and they improved on it with every iteration. Today, the iPhone is a symbol of innovation, but it only exists because Apple didn't let perfection hold them back in 2007. So how do you adopt this mindset yourself? At the start of any design project, clearly define the core value that your design needs to deliver. This is the primary purpose of your design, the feature or functionality that your users will rely on the most. Everything else is secondary and can be iterated on later. Try and time box your design efforts. Set clear deadlines for each phase of your design process to stay focused and stop endless tweaking. Stop tweaking. Stop it. Time boxing ensures you prioritize progression over perfection, helping you deliver value faster. Break your project into manageable chunks with specific goals, like wireframing on day one and testing the next. This all helps keep your momentum really strong. Stop waiting for perfection. Launch your design as soon as it delivers value. Don't keep it to yourself like those secret chocolates you keep in your desk. Early versions help you test assumptions, gather feedback, and make informed improvements. Start with a minimum viable product, or MVP, and use real-world insights to guide future iterations. Before perfecting a design detail, ask yourself this question: does this make the design more functional or just prettier? Prioritizing functionality keeps you focused on what the users need most. Save aesthetic enhancements for future iterations when the core design is already working well. Now let's look at Netflix. When Netflix first launched, it wasn't even a streaming service. It was a DVD rental business. But before waiting for the perfect moment to move into streaming, they started small. The initial streaming platform had limited functionality and a small library, but it got the job done and validated their idea. By launching early, Netflix gathered valuable data about how users interacted with the platform. The feedback shaped their algorithm, their content strategy, and eventually their entire business model. Today, Netflix isn't just a streaming service, it's a cultural phenomenon, all because they put their product in users' hands early and learned from it. Netflix and chill, anyone? So what lessons can we learn from Netflix? Use quick, low-fidelity prototypes to test your ideas first. Prototypes help you explore concepts and gather early feedback without the pressure of perfection. Tools like Figma or Adobe XD allow you to create interactive mock-ups that prioritize functionality, making it easy to test user flows and identify potential issues before moving into more polished designs. Pretty sure I've got a video about that. Gather feedback from real users by sharing your designs with a small group of beta testers or target audience members. Observe how they interact with your design, paying attention to moments where they hesitate, get confused, or take unexpected actions. These insights will help you identify usability issues you might have overlooked and help you refine your designs even further to better suit the user's needs. Track user behavior to understand how they interact with your design and uncover areas for improvement. Tools like Hotjar provide heat maps and scroll maps, while tools like Google Analytics offer insights into how users navigate your design. Combine this quantitative data with qualitative feedback from surveys or interviews to guide your next steps and ensure your design evolves based on real-world evidence. Finally, let's talk about Instagram, which didn't even initially start as Instagram. Back in 2010, Instagram was then known as Bourbon. It was designed to be a location-based check-in app with gamification elements. It did okay, but the team noticed something surprising. Users weren't engaging much with the check-in features or gamification. Instead, they were obsessed with the photo sharing functionality. So the team made a bold decision. They stripped everything else away and focused entirely on photos. That pivot turned Bourbon into Instagram, the global platform we know today. Then in 2012, Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. That is a pivot that paid off. Even now, Instagram is constantly iterating, introducing features like stories and reels and new filters, while retiring other features that don't resonate with their users. So what does the Instagram process teach us? Treat design as an ongoing journey. Shift your mindset from thinking of a design as finished to viewing it as a continuous process. Every version is a stepping stone to something better. Establish feedback loops. Make regular user feedback an integral part of your design process. This approach ensures you're designing based on real-world data rather than assumptions. Instagram relies heavily on user behavior analytics to refine its updates. Experiment boldly. Don't shy away from testing big ideas, even if they might fail. Bold experimentation often leads to innovation. For example, Instagram introduced Reels in response to TikTok's success. Now it's a major driver of engagement in the platform. By experimenting, you'll discover what resonates. Apple, Netflix, and Instagram didn't achieve success by chasing perfection. They embraced feedback, progress, and iteration. They used a good enough mindset to learn as quickly as they could and iterate their way to success. Your designs don't have to be perfect to make an impact. They just have to be useful and adaptable. All of this is brilliant advice, but probably pointless if you don't have the right tools to implement it. So if you want to level up your design game even further, check out this video here. Go on, click it. In the meantime, keep calm, stay creative, and I'll catch you in the next one. Qualitative. Why can I never say those words properly?